Yo yo yo, what's going on everyone? We have another exciting ranked 5's game between our heroes in the red, the CCLegends, and the 13-year-olds in the blue, the Exploding Weiners. So to introduce the players, jungling on Evelynn, Brolympia, playing mid Xerath with a droopy exhaust, elusive smoke. Playing Leona support, the fairy princess, Melanthar. Playing AD carry, Trampy Rampy on Caitlyn. And just reconnecting to the game, playing top talent for Swift Donkey. Now to introduce the Exploding Wieners. Gear of War 18, Twin Pre on not support, The Prince 1, because The Prince was taken. Then Pogi IV, Pogi, well, I guess we'll call him. I really hate it when people have awful names because then I have to like try to figure out what I should call them. And then Rito Dorito 15. Moron. So Evelyn's gonna start red, or I guess she's gonna start Krugs and then to red. But Shin has warded this, so he'll know. That's a big part of playing against Evelynn is knowing where she starts. I'm gonna fix the thing for you guys because somehow I always forget. And I'm gonna drop the volume a bit. So when you play a farm mage versus Katarina, you always have to be wary of Katarina roaming. I'm gonna drop the volume a little bit more. You have to be worried about Katarina roaming. Elusive Smoke Spencer should win this lane. Obviously, he's ranged. He's a range poke champion versus a melee champion with a terrible laning phase. But Katarina will probably roam at 6. So, Elusive Smoke has to watch out for that. Because he's basically going to want to have to trade the tower or counter roam. But counter roaming can be very tricky against Katarina. So we see Diana is going to clear these bird things that used to be called golems. Or did they used to be called wraiths? The world may never know. Katarina is about to get ganked by Brolympia. Her Brolympia comes elusive smoke. Gonna slow her down. Here's Brolympia. Gonna get Shunpoed on top of. And elusive smoke. He's gonna blast out the Xerath Q. I think it's called Aerotho. I was close. Something Pulse. Arcano Pulse. I wonder if the community perceives League of Legends casters to know all of the ability names. And by the way, here's just a little quick tip quickie. When you Diana jungle, if you use your E to like lift the Rift Scuttler up, it debuffs his armor and MR. So whenever you clear the Rift Scuttler, if you hard CC it, its armor and MR will be significantly dropped and it's much easier to kill. This is one of the reasons why Elise is such a strong jungler, because she can kill the Rift Scuttler in under 3 seconds. Swift Donkey has a pretty decent CS lead for early in the game. Same with Elusive Smoke. And the bot lane of the CCLegends is going about even. A lot of times you see Melanthar jungle, but in the more recent games he's been on support. I think this fits his playstyle better than jungle because he's very initiation focused as a player. So Brolympia is coming back to clear his blue. Obviously had a bit of an odd path. You know, whenever you take kind of odd paths as jungle, at least for me, I always worry that the other jungler is going to steal my shit. Like if I do Krugs to red and then gank mid, I wonder if the other jungler is consistently in a good position to just swing down to my blue and take it. Or I wonder if like a challenger level jungle would do that every time. Regardless. So this game actually has a pretty boring start. We're 5 minutes in and no one shit the bed and died yet. And here we see Brolympia and Evelynn thinking about ganking mid and pretending to pressure Diana. Let's talk about this top Jarvan. Oftentimes you see top Jarvans build like this really goofy, full assassin thing. So we see a gank coming down. But considering Evelyn is better with damage, I wouldn't be surprised if Swift Donkey did more of a weird off-tank hybrid build. And here we see Melanthor going in on Ashe, Gear of War 18. And she steps on the trap. Nice trap by Trampy Rampy. And Brolympia's going to overextend a bit and guzzle a couple tower shots. Trampy Rampy heals. He's kiting back. Princess flashes forward, trying to kill Trampy Rampy. Melanthor absorbing lots of damage. He has his Leona shield up. Trampy Rampy lands the double Q. Here comes Brolympia back for sloppy seconds. He's going to take down the Prince. Trampy Rampy's going to take down the Gear of War. And just like that, it's 2-0 for the CCLegends. And the bot lane plus jungle tandem of the CCLegends has started to accumulate an early game lead with that first blood. I like to see that. And here comes Katarina, loose as smoke, no follow in sight, and he's freezing the wave. Trampy Rampy's gone. Shinolt going down onto Real Dorito 15. And Melanthor's probably just going to try to kill Not. He's going to get taunted, and he's going to be sad, and Katarina's going to get a double. Now, if we look at top lane, Swift Donkey's farming away. He's pushing pretty hard. Obviously, that Shin took TP, so he'll probably be back to top lane pretty soon. And we see Elusive Smoke with that farm advantage after Katarina roamed. He's going to pick up a Chalice of Harmony. Great decision, in my opinion, because there's a Diana on the other team. Also, Shin does quite a bit of magic damage. And we see Brolympia with his patented early pink ward. That will be useful in case of invades, fights in this area, or early dragons. In my opinion, having this bush pinked and when you spawn bottom left blue side, having this bush pinked, those are both really important bushes to pink. Because so many game deciding fights revolve around that, and you have so many times where the other team will be doing Baron or Dragon and they'll just toss wards over right here. I think that's a really good ward to have. Brolympia, he's trying to die to red. He's not going to quite achieve it. And we see the score is 2-2. The goal is almost even. Brolympia has had more pressure than Diana, but he also has less farm. And Melanthor is going to clear that ward out. This is another great place to have a pink ward at the blue, because supports will run up here and try to ward this area a lot, and this pink ward is very, very good at disposing of the other team's vision. It's also very hard to clear, which in my opinion is like a thing you should look for when figuring out where to place pink wards. A lot of this ward is very popular too. It's fine if you're snowballing, but this ward gets cleared a lot by good junglers. So we see Brolympia is going to try to gank bot again. This Katarina is somewhat hard to gank. Melanthor going under Twin Pre, landing the Zenith Blade, Twin Pre. He's going to try to run with his Anchor Toss, and Brolympia, a little late to follow there. He got caught trying to kill that pink ward. Elusive Smoke, going to ult. And Trampy Rampy, ooh, ace in the hole. Narrowly missing. And Elusive Smoke is getting chased by Katarina. Right of the Arcane, that's what I thought it was called. Here comes Katarina ganking bot again. Xerath not even close. Trampy Rampy narrowly avoiding that. Melanthor stunning. Brolympia ulting, and wow! Katarina gets eaten alive by Melanthor. And here comes Brolympia, came to gargle the drippings, and Trampy Rampy's going to pick up a droopy double. Like he's taking a 2 for Tuesday. Trampy Rampy 3-1 at this point, slightly ahead in CS, and he has a BF when the other AD has a pickaxe. If you're at that point already, I feel like that's a big power spike. If you first back and can get a BF, because then the opponent AD is always trying to fucking catch up to that BF sword damage, but they spend all their gold so they're nowhere close unless something weird happens. So here comes the Princess. He's going to try to punish Swift Donkey for proxy farming. And Swift Donkey is just going to flag and drag away. And Pog is going to flash and force Swift Donkeys, but it's not really going to do anything. Elusive Smoke getting pressured a bit here by Katarina. As a mid laner, whenever the Katarina you're playing against roams and gets ahead, it's very frustrating because then she has an enormous amount of kill potential on you. It's very hard to stop a snowball once that starts to happen. If you're on a a close range champion is Xerath, it's not particularly difficult. But as we see Brolympia almost getting caught out there by Pogi, who was thinking about taunting, but Brolympia went invisible right at the right moment. So if we take stock of the CCLegends, Brolympia has pressured more than Diana, and Trampy Rampy, he's going to guzzle a lot of spells here. This is probably what he does best, and he's probably going to get dove here. And wow, that was really, really bad. That was actually revolting. And Brolympia got a kill. Let's rewind it. I actually thought Trampy Rampy was just going to guzzle everything and die, and then like nothing happened and the other team just didn't do anything. Brolympia going in for the skank. He's going to flash on Pogi, and Swift Donkey's going to pick up an assist. So the early game Evelynn dominance, it looked for a second like Brolympia just wasn't going to do anything, and the Diana was just going to get a farm advantage. But Brolympia stepped up his game, and the CCLegends now have a pretty sizable early game lead. Particularly on Trampy Rampy, who's 3 kills up, and is facing an Ashe with shitty items. Malinthar trying his best to fuck with the bot lane. He's going to have to flash away because of Twin Pre, and he's going to throw down a droopy double stun, which Trampy Rampy, who is low, will meet, and Trampy Rampy is going to get flashed on by the Prince. Probably didn't expect it. Here comes Brolympia, a double ult, Agony's Embrace coming down. Twin Pre might die. Ooh, Brolympia might be in deep shit here as the Prince has a Shin ult coming down, and he might try to walk into the Caitlyn trap. However, he's just going to die pretty much for no reason. And we see Rise of the Arcane going more fast to the Donald Sterling, and the flash from Elusive Smoke. Everyone knows that feeling. When you fuck up and then flash and try to correct it, and it just doesn't work. It's kind of like a last-ditch effort you make to try to redeem yourself, and when it doesn't work, there's really no recovering from it. So we see the Wiener team. Oh, Elusive Smoke gonna guzzle. He's gonna throw the taunt. Now Katarina gonna sit in the Kate trap. Trampy Rampy doing an exceptional job of positioning those Kate traps. And Poggy's going to miss his taunt. Here comes Brolympia. He has a lot of damage items right now and not a lot of tanks, so he needs to be careful. And Swift Donkey's going to trade out that top tower for the Drake, so not bad there. The CCLegends, they give up an objective and then recover a bit. They trade it. It's not just a linear loss. It's now something that they have something to walk away with. It's like when you're competing in an event and you're the runner-up, and the prize is kind of lame, but at least you got something. I used to run StarCraft 2 tournaments, one every summer, with my buddies, little LAN parties, and we had gifts for everyone, little prizes, even the last place people. But it was first come, first served, so the last place people usually got like a shitty Wii game. But I mean, shit, you showed up and tried to make Void Rays every game, and you still got a prize. In some people's eyes, people who just show up and make Void Rays don't deserve to live, much less a prize. So back to League of Legends. We have Elusive Smoke maintaining that farm lead, and Malinthar's Zenith Blade is barely going to miss on the corner of your screen there as Katarina almost guzzled the whole load. Elusive Smoke with that blue buff. Blue buff on Xerath is disgusting. You can essentially clear waves. You can kill every creep risk-free. And then have perfect CS. It's similar to Orianna in that sense. Once you get blue, even if your laner's ahead, he's actually better than Orianna at dealing with fed people because his range is so immense and his wave clear is so good. Orianna, you have to put yourself at some risk to clear the waves. So we see Brolympia is thinking about ganking. He's going to run right into Ashe, and Jesus, that damage. Good lord. And here comes Swift Donkey, ulting on, Cataclysm onto Ashe, Gear of War being Shin ulted. Here comes Malinthar, Katarina going under Elusive Smoke, immediately exhausted. Absolutely disgusting play by Malinthar. As we see Swift Donkey get split up from the CCLegends because of Katarina. Here's Trampy Rampy with an ult, thinking about it. Malinthar going in. Malinthar going in again, fainting as though he's going to die. Brolympia might try to pick up a kill as the Prince and Tweepre are very low. Trampy Rampy kiting backwards, narrowly avoiding the Shin taunt. Olympia gonna guzzle that one thick and ropey, and here comes Elusive Smoke, laying it down. The Xerath Q coming up big, and he's gonna miss the blind one, but that's okay, because we have 3 big kills onto the carries of the CCLegends. The long-range carries who are exceptional at sieging. And Trampy Rampy, he's the type of AD player to never, ever... You thought I was going to say position well. I was going to say refuse to siege. The point is, the CCLegends have a lot of range and a player who is not afraid to use it. Trampy Rampy does not fall victim to the malady of many AD carry players, which is farming off side lanes and refusing to group for towers. And we see this kind of weird damage build from Olympia coming in. He bought the Skirmisher Saber for the ability to 1v1 people, made it Runeglaive, built Mobies, and now has a Negatron Cloak because of the severe AP threat on the other team. It's almost like it's like he's doing a weird damage build, but he also has a lot of resistances. It's almost like a build you would see on Elise in a sense, like kind of glass cannon health, but a lot of other stats that you don't normally see. Obviously, a traditional AP carry is going to have items like you see Elusive Smoke having, like mana regen, ability power. Olympia going for kind of like an odd, lots of movement speed type thing. Interesting to see how it pans out. The Swift Donkey's going to have to flash over, and the Prince is going to flash over because hell, it worked last time. Why not try it again? However, this time it does not. Elusive Smoke might be caught out here. He's going to guzzle the Dredge line. And Malinthar is going to try to save him. Malinthar with another nice ult, but he's not going to save Smoke. Smoke, however, does blow down Katarina. And Evelyn's going to pick up a double there as Olympia coming up big, 6-1 and 4. Obviously, it's worth pointing out Malinthar basically spoon-fed Olympia that one. And Olympia going to go up top to deal with Shin. He has red buff and he's very strong. He also has that Negatron Cloak, which fucks with Shin's damage quite a bit. Olympia reapplying that red buff. Shin going to taunt away, and Olympia going to flash, say, you're not fucking getting away. Meanwhile, mid lane, the CCLegends have got another tower. And sure, this one's down. But for the Weiners, that one bottom tower will be like a kiss on the cheek on prom night. They were expecting so much more. Elusive Smoke is going to guzzle these creeps down low. Going to try to maintain that CS advantage over Katarina. And I don't play a lot of Katarina, but when I do play Kat, I notice that if I kind of don't get my early snowball going, it becomes hard to clear waves. So if you fall, it's kind of like any assassin. If you fall behind, it's kind of hard to come back. However, with Katarina, it's so easy to get multi-kills in fights, even when you're behind, that it doesn't really apply in the same way. But the baseline of the assessment is the same. So Trampy Rampy has IE, Boots, Dagger, and Doran's. Ashe just has Boots and IE. Here comes Malinthar. He's caught, but he's super tanky. And the Prince is getting Shin ulted, but he built so much damage it didn't even matter. And he got stun locked, so he didn't even hourglass. Here comes Trampy Rampy. He's thinking about it, and the CCLegends have secured that Rift Scuttler, knowing that the Drake would be up soon. And Gear of War is going to get bought. Swift Donkey going in with Cataclysm. Katarina doing lots of damage. Swift Donkey probably will die to Ignite, and he does. Here's Rite of the Arcane from Elusive Smoke. He's going to mow one down, connect with all 3 shots. But Olympia's going to pick up the Dragon. It just goes to show that if... Here comes the kill, ace in the hole, beautiful onto Katarina, who now is almost completely useless. However, the whole you can get a pentakill because you're Katarina and comeback thing still does apply. However, like I was saying before, this goes to show that yes, the CCLegends lost the first dragon, and that's inherently a bad thing. However, it's not the end of the world. A lot of times it's better to give up the first dragon and just try to get the second one. I know a lot of people say that, but I feel like teams fall, especially in solo queue, they fall into this trap of like, oh no, they're doing the dragon. The CCLegends didn't panic, they just traded it for top tower and then made sure to set up for the second one. And now it's 1-1. Losing that first Drake and trading it for something that might not be as important is much better than fucking losing 3 people and the Drake. Because if that happens, you can lose the whole fucking game off of that if the other team can snowball well. We also see my dog barking. Hey, stop. The CCLegends solo laners both have farm advantages. And at this point, the Exploding Weiners are probably just going to try to siege a tower. When you're behind at this point, a lot of teams don't know what to do, and they literally just say like, well, fuck it, let's just group, because that's the only thing we have left to do. Maybe they'll be slow to rotate, and here's Brolympia completely caught out. He's going to Agony's Embrace to get the shield, and Melanthar is going to go in and help Brolympia out. Gear of War is going to get his lunch ate, and so is the Prince. Melanthar frontlining an insane amount of damage, and he might die in the end here, but Melanthar basically did everything perfectly there. As Elusive Smoke is going to land all of his spells, all of the slows, all of the snares, and Brolympia's team is going to bail him the fuck out, and this pink ward will fall. So the Exploding Weiners, despite having a catch, despite having a good engage, are in very deep shit. And here's Brolympia, trying to secure the Nash along with this team. It can't be understated how Melanthar played that fight. Absolutely excellent display, landing almost everything, and really bailing Brolympia out there. The CCLegends are going to try to steal this blue. And they're going to fail, it looks like. And Diana's going to take that one, which is probably a good decision. Part of why I think Diana is a little... Part of Diana... Oh, here comes Brolympia with the red buff, actually. That's a lot of damage for a couple Qs. One of Diana's major weaknesses that you'll find is Diana as a champion wants to build so many different things. She's melee, so she needs survivability. A lot of her damage is based off of attack speed, so she wants to build like an Asher's Tooth. A lot of her ability is based off of auto attack, so like a Lich Bane would be good. She's also an AP burst mage, so flat AP would be good. You know, you really need the damage to burst people down, so magic pin boots might be good. It's like, where do you... That's kind of a weird thing of Diana, is where are you going to fit this stuff in as you see a Shinnok coming down to Gear of War? It doesn't even matter. As Swift Donkey completely had the underfed Ashe in the palm of his hand. And basically the whole point of the Diana spiel is that when you get behind on Diana, you don't have enough fucking money for anything. Brolympia going to flank in invisibly, make Diana gargle the Agony's Embrace. And Diana is literally so far behind that whenever she jumps in, she doesn't even have time to Zanya's. Which honestly is more of a problem of her team than her as a player, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's a team game. So the CCLegends, they're going to siege this bottom tower. Good stuff is going to happen. Trampy Rampy there, of course. You can always count on him to siege. You know, the Exploding Weiners comp, I felt like really relied on this aggressive initiation of like an Ashe arrow and then Diana, Katarina jump in and pound your ass for 1,000 ability power damage. Shin ults one of them, whichever is like more vulnerable. Probably Katarina, and then they both build Zanya's, and you just kind of lose the fights in an instant of burst damage. I think that's what they were going for, but their comp was really dependent on getting ahead, and after Evelynn pressured so much in the early game, they just got kind of outplayed as a team by the CCLegends, and after that happened, BAM! Sometimes when you want to guzzle that ace in the hole, you just have to sit still. Swift Donkey might be caught. Leona going down on multiple people. Swift Donkey going to jump in with Cataclysm and die. But here's Trampy Rampy. He's looking to clean it up. The CCLegends do not have Baron anymore. However, they have an incredibly fed AD carry and AP carry who are both long range and have both been hitting shit all game. Olympia gonna get taunted under tower, but we'll just W away with Evelyn. Here comes Pogi. He's gonna guzzle a thick one, and Trampy Rampy's gonna kill the tower and polish him off. Going back to that point I was making when nothing was happening, the Exploding Weiners composition really revolved around getting people ahead. And Trampy Rampy is gonna pay for he's gonna pay that inhibitor with his life, but it doesn't matter. That's obviously tremendously worth. Elusive Smoke might also die, but I really doubt it. He's really fed. He's gonna kill Katarina, and Diana's gonna finish him off, but a great trade from the CCLegends there is they didn't pussy out, they got the inhib. And we see Elusive Smoke on Xerath is building a Void Staff. That really just means, like, I'm going to have an insane amount of damage, and, like, you're never going to be able to touch me or jump onto me. And with the Evelyn and Talent 4 engage along with Leona, I think he's right to build that Void Staff. A lot of times I see Elusive Smoke will delay his Zhonya's more than I would personally. I just think Zhonya's are so strong. But Elusive Smoke has such a wonderful front line to work with on this team that he really should just get a Void Staff like he did. So the CCLegends are going to try to take this dragon as it kind of weirdly moonwalks and resets. So that's Drake number 2 from the CCLegends. They're obviously very far ahead. They have a comp that does very well at closing games. They have a lot of long-range siege. They have good initiation. So at this point it's kind of like, how will the CCLegends close this game out? In fact, I'm going to speed it up. It's like the CCLegends, they really just need to siege this last tower. Or they could have liked to go down mid, I guess. But I feel like going top would be the foolproof way to do it. And the blue buff going to be picked up there by Jarvan 4. This is what they need to do in LCS sometimes, or just like call the games. Like, okay guys, it's fucking 14-0. Actually, we might see a fight here. Is Olympia taking a lot of heat? Look at that Spencer damage. Ooh, Trampy Rampy. Filthy crit. And Trampy Rampy has the BT shield for the flat damage, so it doesn't even matter. And we see the Exploding Weiners. I guess they're used to having them in their mouth because they're not very good at having these minions in their base. That didn't make any sense at all. Swift Donkey gonna jump in under Real Dorito. Katarina gonna Zonya's and jump away. Swift Donkey has a lot of tenacity. Olympia gonna jump in and use Agony's Embrace. He's gonna mow down the Nautilus support. Beautiful ult from Malanthar into Gear of War. And the CCLegends are going to strategically... Oh my god, Katarina, despite the exhaust, is going to mow down some people. And the CCLegends are not going to end, as we see a little bit of life coming out of the Weiners as Diana picks up a triple. Malanthar might just try to kill this inhib. He's screwing around. The Benny Hill theme. Okay, he died. However, this third inhib is weak, the Nashor is up, and it seems like another great time for me to use the speed up button. As the Exploding Weiners are barely going to hold this bottom inhib, it looks like. The CCLegends are going to go to Baron and try to close this puppy out. As we saw, remember when I was talking about Katarina being broken and you just kind of ignored me and thought I was full of shit? As we see the Prince, he's just going to die, really. He's going to expend too far looking for Baron, and Cataclysm is going to kill him. And we see, with 3 inhibs up, the Exploding Weiners think they can contest, and Olympia going very low. As we see Malanthar completely shutting down Katarina once again. And Rite of the Arcane is going to end the life of Gear of War. Spencer's going to land the last Rite of the Arcane shot just to be cute. And the CCLegends can probably do this with their 2 carries and Leona. The Exploding Weiners, they stabilized for a second, but then they like were in this weird position where they had to contest the Baron, but didn't have any vision. So then they had to run in piecemeal, but they were too far behind to even contest. So they were in this weird scenario where it was never really going to work. And now they have mid and hip down. The CCLegends are going to just group here and take care of Pogi. Pogi has 2 defensive items and boots. He's not really doing much of anything. And it's basically on the CCLegends not to fuck everything up at this point. I'm not going to pretend like this is a close game. I'm not going to jerk your dick off. Let's just be honest. The CCLegends are very far ahead. Absurd gold lead. They basically just have to sit on the chest of the Exploding Weiners and just close this some bitch out. As we see, Gear of War basically has boots and 2 items. He can't really clear shit. Elusive Smoke is very low from the Baron, though. As you see, Melanthar, he's going to ult. Brolympia is going to go in. Brolympia needs to focus Ashe here, as Ashe is going to pick up a double. Katarina going to go in and do tremendous damage. The Prince is going to die. Brolympia is still alive somehow. He's going to ult in a very belated, bad way. And Ashe is going to get a Quadra because she wasn't appropriately focused, and the Exploding Weiners barely win that fight, almost completely because of the Ashe arrow and the fact that Elusive Smoke was low. So the Weiners are doing an incredibly good job at staying in this game and being obnoxious. So they're still alive. However, the CCLegends are very far ahead. They're probably going to pick up this Drake, take out the top inhib, and close it out. And I'm going to slow it back down to normal speed. Melanthar trying to give the Exploding Weiners some life. She's just going to get caught out. Trampy Rampy thinking about it too. Swift Donkey disjointedly jumping in. This could be the beginning of a throw, as he's going to die for nothing. Trampy Rampy is also going to die for nothing. So a series of awful positioning mistakes from the CCLegends go down. Brolympia might try to steal this along with Elusive Smoke. They have a lot of poke. Elusive Smoke landing tremendous damage while the Exploding Weiners get the Drake. Elusive Smoke landing a lot of damage, but he's going to die. The Ashe on the Exploding Weiners is going to die. Brolympia is just going to jump back in and say Garglet to Diana. The minions are charging the base of the Masters, the Exploding Weiners, and Brolympia might try to be cute, and he does. Brolympia tried to be cute, but look at this. It was all for a good cause. And I don't think they're going to be able to deal with all these creeps, and they don't. So Brolympia at the end there, kind of wryly jumping in and finishing the game in a very bizarre way after positioning mistake from the CCLegends. However, there was a lot of good stuff from the CCLegends, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.